Hey everyone, welcome back to Court Farms. Welcome to the live stream. So for some reason my cameras are switched off. How is everyone doing this evening? Hope you're all well. It's good to be back on Court Farms for another live stream, because yesterday's one was a little bit shorter than I would have liked, but time was not on my side yesterday, and plus we was doing the live stream on UMRV last night, so I didn't want to change that. So I thought I'd do another stream tonight. So this is after the first Let's Play video that was posted up earlier. So before I've progressed to the next month, so I've got a couple of harvesting contracts to do and possibly a baling contract if time allows, but we'll see how we go. So what we'll do is, rather than me just standing here doing nothing, we'll go outside that nice new farmhouse, top up the dog's feed, because I didn't realise we had a dog until earlier today when I saw one randomly running around in one of the sheds. Although I don't know where the dog is actually at the moment. It's about somewhere. I did add in the Land Rover as well, and I'm going to get this collectible. I did say I would collect the collectibles once I see them, but I won't actively go looking for them. And I've also fixed the rabbits. If any of you watched the first live stream, I couldn't access the rabbits. I've now fixed that. So we can now do rabbits as well as horses, chickens, pigs, sheep and cows. That was a problem with the enhanced animal system mod. I had the old version enabled, which messed up the rabbits. So I've had to start a new save game and transfer everything over with the updated version of the enhanced animal system. So that's been fixed. If you did watch the video earlier, I have now moved the straw bales as well. I'm probably not going to use this bunker silo this year. So I thought I'd stack the bales in here until I can find somewhere else to put them. Because that was a bit tricky getting into that small shed round the back. So yeah, not much has happened since the end of the last video other than me moving the combine and stuff. So we're pretty much picking up straight from where we've left off. So we'll just catch up with chat while we head over to the first field we're going to be harvesting, which is field 88. I've already got the combine, the JCB with the grain trailer over there. So we'll head over there with the Land Rover. Or I should say the Lizard Santana 88. That's technically what it's known, to get it on Mod Hub. So we've got Wall Mix saying hi, hate you. Chris Ivanov saying hi, hate you as well. Wayland Timnick's in the chat again, hate you. Oh, there's a deer. I forgot for some reason I'd turned off wild animals. So I've turned them back on earlier because this map has wild rabbits as well. So it'd be interesting to see them. And we've just got random deer running around our yard. The gaming channels. Oh, saying you should stream on an American trucking sim. I may do some Euro Truck or American Truck sim in the future. It's just finding the time to do other stuff. Because at the end of the day, farming simulator is where I earn all my money. I'll keep going backwards because I'm still in reverse. Now we can go. Yeah, so we'll head up to field 88 and we can start harvesting that, as we didn't get much harvesting done in the last live stream, so I'll get a bit more done, and also I'll get a bit more money in the bank account to go towards the loan repayments. There's one thing I forgot to mention in the live stream and on the first Let's Play episode. I've got the loan system mod enabled. So I've maxed out the loan to $1 million to cover the kind of start money. I couldn't go any higher than that, so technically we did start with 1.5 million, but the maximum loan I could put in was 1 million. But it's set to 5-year repayments, and I think it's 18,000 per month repayments, and they automatically get repaid as well. So I need to make sure I've got the money in the account to cover that each month. That's going to add to the gameplay a little bit. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do these contracts was to top up the bank account a little bit and try and earn enough money that we can cover this month's loan repayment. I'm out the way, dear. Big T's in there saying nice hat, Sim. Yeah, I've got my new Sim Farmer merch hat. This is a sample I ordered that arrived today. They are available on the merch store if you're interested, but don't feel like you need to buy anything. But thank you to anyone that has. It helps support the channel a little bit. Farm Bob's in there as well, saying hey Sim, hey to you, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. And the Cloud saying hey Sim, how are you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. Hope you are too. I just got to try and remember not to concentrate too much on chat while I'm driving, especially around some of these tight lanes. So the first field I think we've got up here is wheat, and I think this one needs to go to the garden centre. And this is going to be another tricky one to get the header into the field. Because the gate is right on this corner. I think it's going to be a lot easier than the last field I tried to get in with the header. We don't own this field, so there's no crop destruction. So we don't need to worry about that too much. Yeah, the t-shirts and the customised jumpers and stuff is from the wardrobe mod, which I had to edit myself to add those on. Which is one of those I keep saying I'm very surprised Giants allowed a mod like that, because there's no filter for it. So there could be people running around in multiplayer servers with very explicit t-shirts. Let's get that attached up, get the hoses connected, and see if we can actually get this in the field. One of those tricks. Ideally with this one you'd come from down there, but you can't actually get down there because the road is closed. And I've got a feeling I'm not going to get around there that tight. No chance. I was considering changing that header trailer for the non-dolly one, which I think will be a little bit shorter and maybe a bit easier to manoeuvre. So I'm gonna attempt to do it first without driving through the hedge. But if it's starting to take too long, we'll just have to drive through the hedge. Adnan Farm's in there saying hey Sim Farmer, hey to you, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Chris saying Oxygen did a great crazy job with this map. Yeah, it's a fantastic looking map. There's a few little issues, well not issues, but there's a few things that, yeah, I'm never going to get this in. Well, that ain't going to work either. This is when my reversing skills of a dolly come to the test. Right, I've got an idea, but I don't know if it's going to work. And it's going to be very, very tricky, and if I can pull this off, I'll be amazed. Yeah, I'm not going to get that now. I'm just going through the hedge. So look away there for those that don't like the unrealistic stuff. But we'll probably be here all night just trying to get the header in the field. Actually, let's pull that forward a bit more and straighten that up. Now I may try swapping the header trailer, because I'm pretty sure the smaller Nardi one, that's not the dolly one, it's a bit shorter, but that header may still just about fit on it okay. And I think that will be a lot easier then to get into some of these fields. No, I never know how to drive. Not with a dolly trailer at least. Can't even get through the gate, let alone say get through the gate with a combine, let alone the header. Let's connect this up, and then we'll move this out of the way. And maybe we won't move that out of the way. Yeah, I had a look around the map earlier at some of the fields and the gates, and there's not many fields where access is going to be relatively easy, especially with this header trailer. So it's going to be a very tricky map to get into some of the fields. Oh. Right, so let's get back in here, get that unfolded. And then we can start harvesting. I think I may have the ability to bale up contract straw, but I'm not sure if I will. I may leave the straw off just in case. So I'll get that load down and away we go. So let's get the cruise control on. Dr. Fish is in there, evening sim. Didn't recognise you with headgear on. I might have to take it off in a minute because it's too hot to be wearing a hat. I've got this one. I've also got a red one which came today as well. So this is a slightly different hat. This one's like the flat bill. It's got Sim Farmer on the back on all of the hats. So yeah, I was playing around with Teespring the other day. I'm going to say in a minute I'm going to take it off, or probably actually take it off now because it's far too hot to be wearing a hat. It's like what, 24 degrees in here, and probably getting a bit warmer over the next hour or so. Sean saying after 8 years of FS I still struggle with dolly trailers. It's not just you. Sometimes I can do dolly trailers like perfect, and then other times it doesn't matter what I do, they just completely go everywhere but where I want them to go. Tanel, I told you in Discord where the mod is after you asked about 5 times. It's in the FS22 mod links section. You have to download the wardrobe Sim Farmer mod and then the wardrobe plus mod, and you have to have both activated on your game for him to show up. MD saying cheers from Romania, no worries. Yeah, I am a terrible driver, especially on live streams. It's easier to drive when I'm recording the time lapse, it's got less distractions. So I've got 79 viewers currently, so if you've not said hello yet, then please do. Okay, I know it was a bit early in the last stream as well, so if you've since downloaded the map, let me know what your thoughts are of it. Interesting to hear as well what farm you started on. Have you gone for a different approach, or did you just start on New Farmer? And I also need some suggestions for a small tractor, because I want to get a second tractor, but it's smaller one than the JCB. So if you've got any suggestions, let me know in the chat and I'll take a look at them. I've got my eye on one, but I don't know if it's going to be a bit too expensive. I'll see how much money I can make. So we are coming up to 86% full. See where we are to the corner of the field. So we're definitely not going to make it to the end of the field. So we get to 95 and then I'll cut in a bit. Mark Sim saying evening sim, did you get a chance to check out Saxford? I did briefly, but I've not had a proper look around it. I was tempted to put it on my community server, but then it got removed from Mod Hub for consoles. So until it comes back, I'm still tempted to possibly put it on the community server for a bit to replace the one that's currently on there, because it doesn't seem to be getting much people on there. But it did look a nice map, but obviously with Court Farms being released, I was always going to wait for this one rather than doing a different British map. Alright, let's get the pipe out. If Sax Fork had come out 5-6 months ago, I'd have probably done something on it. I say the trouble is coming out this close to Court Farms. I think a lot of people are going to be on this map. Now I'm going to have fun trying to get the grain trailer in there. So this is going to be tricky because there's just not quite enough room. See if we can reverse up and then drive in forwards. I don't know how much space we've got to that collision. Oh, that was easy enough. James Sim, have you seen Peter's video on Court Farms? I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch it a bit later. I'll be on there probably tomorrow night helping them out. I'm not going to have my own farm on that multiplayer server, so I can't guarantee I'll be on there that often, but I'll probably go on there and just help out whoever needs help on there. And I think Big T should be live streaming it tomorrow night on his channel. Womack saying, sorry, gotta go in bed. No worries, thank you for stopping by the stream, and enjoy the rest of your week. So the music reminds me of No Man's Land. I'll probably use a lot of the music in No Man's Land with so many episodes. And there was what, 100 and something episodes of No Man's Land. So I've probably exhausted all of my Epidemic Sound tracks that I've got downloaded on No Man's Land at some point. Mark saying back on Mod Hub for console now. I think it would be good for multiplayer. Okay, I didn't realise it was back on console. When was that put back on then for console? I'll have to take a look tomorrow and probably look at switching it over on the server. Farmer Groot, hey to you, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. And good to see you in the chat again. Bear Rock, Tayden, I recorded the first episode and then I published it, which I shouldn't have done really. I should have done what I was going to do, was complete the challenge first and then upload the videos after. And I had a problem with the second video. I can't remember what it was now, and I never got back around to fixing it. I recorded the second episode and then there was a problem with the recording. I'm pretty sure it was the recording messed up. So I lost like the 3 hours of video from the second episode, which kind of meant I would have had to reset it all and redo it, and I never got around to doing it. I don't think the first video did particularly well, not as well as I was hoping. So I never really got back to it, so I might try it again on a different map soon. But what I will do is probably do what I was supposed to do last time and record the complete challenge first, and then I know it's finished and it worked out before publishing the videos. I think there's a lot more mods that have been released as well, which would make that a lot easier to do. So I think one of the problems with Bear Rock was I was struggling to find decent flat areas where I could actually do anything other than clear the trees. So it was going to be difficult to do much more than just clearing trees in the 24 hours. I haven't seen much of the new DLC map. I've only seen a few screenshots. I started to watch one of the videos on it. I think it was from FarmCon. I was doing a bit on it, but it was all in German, so I couldn't really understand what they were saying. But it looks a nice map. I'll definitely be doing something on it when it comes out. Possibly some live streams and maybe a short Let's Play series on it. Trying out all the new stuff and new equipment. But yeah, it's nice to see some new crops added to the game and some new equipment as well for planting, harvesting those crops. So it's going to be interesting to try out the stuff. We've got the horse aggravation, which is due out the end of this month. I think they've got a fact sheet Friday tomorrow. So I think that'll be out sometime tomorrow afternoon, I think. So we'll get a bit more detail on the equipment that's included in the horse aggravation DLC. Chris says 22 my country, so yeah, 2 hours ahead of me. But I'm ready to watch to the end, no worries. So I'll probably be on till about 10 o'clock my time. Maybe a little bit longer depending how it goes. I remember where there was a stream in 2022 where you couldn't read my name. Oh yes, I remember now. Yeah, well, you just reminded me. I remember you saying your name as Chris. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't recognise it just when you was in the chat. Yeah, it's a lot easier to read now. Now that would have been a while ago. Deno Brent saying can't wait for Horse DLC to come out. I had it in 17 and 19. Yeah, some different equipment in it, and obviously we've not got the sprayer, the seed tender, but there's some newer stuff from Horse in there. There's quite a lot of stuff in it as well. Quite a lot of variation. There's seeders, planters, mulchers, weeders, disc harrows. So yeah, it'll be good to try out some of the stuff. Again, I may do a live stream on that when that's released and try out some of the equipment and go through what's in there. Ardifa saying hello, hey to you, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Sean, I remember FS17 and 19 versions. Ooh, yeah. I think the horse aggravation pack from 17 was because the FarmCon was at the horse plant, so it's kind of done for that. And the horse aggravation map for 17 was the winner of the mod contest, because I think there was actually about 5 or 6 different versions of the horse aggravation pack on PC that was entered into the farm contest. The one that won was the one that was released on 19. And then obviously that got converted as well, as long as the actual equipment pack as well. Turn the engine off so I'm not wasting fuel. So I'm tempted to So actually just see where, I think we've got to take this to the garden centre. So field 88, yeah, wheat down, oh, Folly Down, so I'm sure that said the garden centre earlier. Folly Down stores. I think that might have been on the previous save game because I had to swap it to this one. So where is Folly Down stores? So I have no idea where that is. It's probably the furthest sell point away now. Let's have a look. Oh, it's just there. Oh, so it's actually probably easier to get to than the garden centre. The garden centre's over here, so actually that's a little bit closer. So that's not too bad. Yeah, I'll just mention the loan system. So this is the loan system mod, and you can see our current loan is 1 million. We've got monthly repayments of 18,456 with 60 months left to pay, so we haven't made our first payment yet. I can repay some of it whenever I want, but we can't like skip payments or take out any increase in loan. So I'm going to have to make sure I've got at least 18,000 at the end of each month to cover that, or we'll end up going into negative where we won't be able to buy any seed, fertiliser, diesel. But I do like that system as well, because every time I've kind of done that where I've said I'll repay X amount of the loan each month, I always forget. There's no forgetting now. I think for me that's something I think should be a feature in the base game as well. Slightly improved loan system where you have to make repayments rather than just take out 5,000 increments in loan and have minimal interest but never have to actually repay it. So what I'll do is probably finish this second pass and then see if we can set a worker off while we go and take the first trailer load to the sell point. Still considering whether to bale up the straw. We might get quite a lot of straw bales off this. Yeah, I might save the baling if we get time to do the grass field, which we probably won't. And there'll be quite a bit of baling as well in the next Let's Play, because I'll be concentrating on the grass fields. So we'll be cutting both grass fields for hay and one for silage, and then baling those up as well. Yeah, I don't think the work is going to follow that line. Right, let's do a cut in. We'll cut the field in two, and then we can come back down the other way and I'll grab the trailer and we can unload. So if we set this to 90, which is going off in that direction. Because then I think I'm the only one who chooses his vehicles by the turn signals working. If they don't, it's a deal breaker for me. I don't know many vehicles that don't have working turn signals, depending where you get your mods from. I know there's I tried a few in FS19 that the lights didn't work properly, the diesel didn't work. So we'll stop at the end of the field, I'll turn it around and we'll set a worker off I'll go and grab the JCB. I think we should be able to fill the trailer up, then we can go and unload. I'll take the first load to be delivered. Just trying to think. I think if I set the worker off going that way, I think it may fill before he turns around. But if I set it this way, he may get to the end of the field and come back up with the pipe inside into the crop. Or I can get there with the JCB. Right, let's either work, see if we can get there before he turns around at the bottom. Chaotic79, I'm doing very well, thank you. Hope you are too. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you in the chat again. So I had a busy morning recording the first episode of the Let's Play on here. And then I got that rendered and I was trying to decide whether to record the next episode or live stream this evening. So I wanted to live stream in between. So tomorrow I'm hoping to get the second episode up on here. And then Saturday I may do a live stream earlier Saturday. So that'll be like in between episode 2 and 3. Worker, don't turn around, don't turn around. Stop, stop, stop. Too slow. Told you not to turn around, he still turned around. Workers don't listen. I think this may possibly fill up the trailer. Definitely going to need a smaller tractor. Yeah, I want to get a smaller tractor. And there's a few I've been looking at, but I did say if anybody's got suggestions, then let me know in the chat. And I'll take a look, because I've got quite a few installed. I was just deciding which one to get. I'm thinking something around about 100 horsepower. Because then I'll be able to use it for windrow and tedding as well. Set the worker back off. We are 99% full. So we'll just get that last 1%. And then we'll head down to the Folly Down stores to deliver the first load of wheat. Sean, JD 610 or 630 for the tractor. I think that may have been one of the ones I was looking at, if it's the one I'm thinking about. The Farm Simulator saying, hey, do a great job watching here from Brazil. Welcome along to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Right. Now just double check. Okay, we need to go down where the Land Rover is. But, didn't do that very well, did I? Right. Let's try that again. Oh, I've gone through the hedge now. Where did you get the mods from? All my mods, apart from the enhanced vehicle control mod, are from the in-game mod hub. I've got one custom mod, which is my clothing mod, which is like a private mod. But everything else is off the in-game mod hub. I did have a look through some mod sites and it's so difficult to work out. Dylan Chu, thank you very much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Welcome to the Sim Farmer crew. I looked at a few mod sites for some other mods, but it's just so difficult to tell whether it's an actual genuine upload from the mod creator. So many sites are just full of re-uploaded stuff, or they've converts without permission. So it's not worth, like, I don't want to use mods that promote a mod then that's not been put on there legitimately. So I tend to stick mostly to ModHub. Just that way I know if it's on ModHub, if there's an issue it'll get taken off ModHub and then I know not to use it. But yeah, a lot of these sites, King Mods seemed decent when it first came on, but even that's now full of re-uploaded mods and mods that have been put up there with permission from the original creator. Right, where is this sell point? It's just here. If you are on console though, I will have a lot of mods you can't get on console because I'm on PC. But I do have quite a lot of mods installed on here. Some of them I'll remove. Oh, actually, tell a lie. I think I may have some 4D modding stuff that's not been released on ModHub yet. Yeah, so there may be a few mods more. Is that the 60, 30, 60, 10? Because I've got the premium series and the standard one. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of mods installed. I didn't know what I was going to have, so I just installed loads of different combines and tractors, and then I was going to decide which one to get. Obviously this one came up in the used equipment sale, so we got this one and the combine as well. Realistic European maps, I think somewhere in the Ringens are based on a real life area. Although when I looked at that, the field prices were very expensive and I didn't like the lighting on it. It looked a bit too over bright and garish on my system. Trying to think what other European maps are on ModHub that are based on real areas. Isn't the Black Sheep modding one the one he did before the Valley of the Old Farm? I think is based on a real farm. I think that one's based in France as well. Is that Alex Pro Deal Centre or something like that? Pretty sure that's based on a real life farm. Alex, and I made the live stream. Welcome along, good to see you. I'm usually sleeping. No worries. Well, yeah, thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Oh, wrong way. It's about perfect timing. Just got back as the worker's got a full grain tank. I'll get this unloaded and we'll take back over so we're not spending money on wages. Get that load back down. Where are we? 7:45. It's taken a little bit longer than I thought it was going to do to this. I mean, it's one of those, the field didn't look that big. It's actually a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Right, let's get that reset. And now away we go again. Get the auger in. Until now, what are you thinking about this map? I'm thinking start day looks amazing. Yeah, visually it is an absolutely stunning map. Gameplay wise, there's a few little things like accessing the fields, which isn't a massive thing because you can get through the hedges, there's no collisions. But I think gameplay wise, some of the placements of some of the gates entrances to the fields could have been done better, just to make things a little bit user friendly from the gameplay side. And there's a couple of areas as well where I think it would have been good if they'd have put an access road to a different area of the map. So it's like some areas you can kind of dead end yourself a bit too much, and then you end up having to go quite a long way around to get to where you need to go. Which again, it's obviously based on a real life area, so there's limitations, but gameplay wise I think some minor tweaks would have improved it a bit. But I haven't fully explored the map yet. There's still areas I haven't been to, sell points I haven't tried yet, so we'll see as we progress. But early impressions are it's stunningly amazing, like detail, the views as well, the distance. It is a really good map. And I enjoy British maps as well because I'm from Britain, so it's just like being where I live. Well, it's, I don't, this is Somerset, I think, base, which is not too far from me. Probably right in an hour or so from where I live. But tight country lanes with hedges right up to the side of the roads is what I'm used to. I'm pretty sure other than Calmsden Farm, I don't think I've properly played on another British map on FS22. Because there's been quite a few that's been released, but none of them have really grabbed my attention. Slightly going offline then. Chris and I will change laptops real quick. Bye for 10 minutes. No worries. Hopefully be back in a bit. Just installed it 3 weeks ago, still a beginner. Yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming when you first play it. I remember when I very first played FS, way back, FS15 was the first one I ever played, and I was put off doing bales because I didn't know like what I was doing. Like trying to feed cows total mixed ration, it was just like, what the hell's that? How do you do that? No idea what I was doing. So I kind of avoided doing a lot of things, like bale stacking I never even attempted. I just convinced myself I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't going to be able to do it. So I didn't really get into FS until FS17, when the West Coast came out as a mod on Xbox. Playing that map with seasons was what really got me hooked on FS, because that was like, it was just like a whole different game. Alex, I remember trying to do the missions moving pallets in 13. Yeah, I think they had a similar one in 15 as well. Didn't they have the mowing missions on the little meadow areas where you had to mow the grass, and then the pallet transport missions. Wasn't it that one on 15 you had to go to a job board to get jobs or missions? I remember, it's been a while since I played that. I didn't play 15 a huge amount because obviously on console we didn't have mods back then. So I think I played both maps that came with it into the point where I earned a load of money and got loads of equipment and then got bored and never played 15 again. Antonia M saying hey to you and welcome to the stream. Sean saying I remember once 15 used the vintage baler and I used a round bale grab to push them to the end of the field. Yeah, I think I missed the DLCs on 15. I don't think I ever played it until like after I got bored of it. Don't think I ever went back to it to use any of the DLC stuff that came out. Oh, combine is full. That's me not paying attention. I'll stop that there and we'll go and grab the JCB. Yeah, I suppose 15 may have been a bit different if you was on PC, because they would have had mod maps. But I think 15 was the one where it had the insane silage prices. And I'm pretty sure I remember just going around most of the map with a mower and a forage wagon, just cutting every blade of grass I could find to fill up the bunker silos. And then just making an absolute fortune when it was time to sell it. And then you got to a point where you had so much money, you bought all the big equipment. It got a bit boring. Yeah, I remember 15 because it took me a while to actually buy 15 because I kept looking at it on the Xbox Game Store and I was like debating whether to get it for ages, and eventually I thought, oh, I'll just get it. Never played a farming simulator game, didn't really know much about it, what it was going to be like, but it just sounded interesting. And I remember how bad I was at trying to cultivate fields, and I couldn't keep in a straight line, kept missing bits. So I would sell everything low money and would buy the tree halves and plant some trees down by the sawmill and just dump them into the pond. Yeah, I remember doing that, just placing trees down by the mill pond, putting them down and dragging them straight into the mill pond. Set that off again. GPS I'm using is the enhanced vehicle control mod. If you search FS22 enhanced vehicle control mod, you'll find it on Google easy enough. I think it's officially on Mod Hoster and GitHub. Can't remember which modder it was that created it. But it's more of a, rather than GPS, it just locks you in a fixed position. But you can set up the lanes as well, which is handy. I also mentioned in some of the other streams, it does have an auto turn feature at the end of the field. Auto headland stop as well. So if you get distracted, your vehicle will stop at the end of the field rather than carried on in a straight line. Game in general, I still can't cultivate in a straight line without GPS. Well, the easiest thing to do without is what I call manual GPS. Is if you have the mini map open, you can watch the degrees down in the bottom left hand corner. So if you want to keep in a straight line, keep that 270, and then just try and keep it at 270 as best as you can, or 90 degrees, 180, 0, depending which direction you're going in. It's more difficult to do on a ploughed field because the tractors bounce around a lot more. So if you're like sowing directly into a ploughed field, it can be a bit tricky to keep it straight. But that's how I used to play on... Before I started using enhanced vehicle control, I always used to use the degrees on the mini map. So like now I've done that that row without the enhanced enabled. It's handy as well when we're on the cross-play server because obviously we don't have access to the GPS or enhanced vehicle control mod on there, being the console compatible mods only. I may actually... set the worker back off. Let's see if we can get to him before he's full. Vita Coke saying, sorry, I'm again Farming Simulator 23 and mobile. I've never played the mobile version. I did go to download one of the mobile versions a few years ago when I was on holiday, and I got a warning about the security of it, so I was like, yeah, I'll leave that. I don't think there'll be a Farming Simulator 24. Most likely Farming Simulator 25 will be the next one, and then possibly Farming Simulator 26 mobile version or Switch version. Right, is this going to fill the trailer? Or it's going to be very, very close if not. Yep, we are full. So I'll go and deliver the second load. So I'm not sure if we'll get both fields finished, because I think the field 111 is similar size to this one. I may have to just increase the speed of the combine a little bit, just so we can get them both done, because there's actually still a little bit left to do on here as well. Right, let's see if I can do a better job of getting out here. We might have to go up here and turn around and then come back down. I'm not keen on the articulated front loaders. I just find them awkward to use to like stack things with, because the way the steering works on them. But then again, it's not something I've overly tried, so I could possibly look at one just to give them a try. Brew, what's saying? What's up, Sim? The sky, or the roof for me. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are too. Welcome along to the stream. Now, I could possibly look into one of the front loaders, because it's something I don't use very often. So it might be worth having a look. Because I think I've only ever used it once on FS22, and that was very briefly on No Man's Land. Will be a lot easier than using the JCB and front loader to get around the yard. I'm not a real life farmer, no. I don't have any real life farming experience other than living near a farm. It's about as close as my experience real life to farming. I live opposite a few fields which don't get farmed very often. Occasionally we have the farmer comes down our road to cut the hedges. I think the last one was a John Deere. Came down recently. Although I would say it's not the best thing to do this time of year, cutting hedges with potentially birds nesting in them. Yeah, so from where I live, although I'm very close to a farm, I don't actually ever see much farming going on. Have I gone a bit too far for the just slightly a bit too far for the trigger? Dan saying, hey Sim, if Giant Software make a new farm sim game, what is something you'd like to see added? In a new version, I'd like to see more effect from weather. So I've mentioned it in the last one as well, like rain has more effect on the actual map rather than just visual, and the reduced yield on crops. So I'd like to see where your actual vehicles do get wet. Puddles form on the road that you can actually like splash through. Areas that aren't tarmac start getting muddy if you drive through them when they're wet. I'd like to see more crops and the equipment to harvest them, which we're kind of getting with the premium expansion. Following previous versions of the game, I imagine those new crops and that equipment will be in the next version of the game. So we should get the carrots, red beets and parsnips, along with all the other crops we've currently got. Not sure what else. There's probably many other things I've seen, can think of. Maybe some form of a basic GPS as well that can be used on console. In the base game, and a slightly improved version of seasons than what we've got. It is a little bit too basic. I've currently got a RTX 3080 Ti in my system I'm playing on now. My second PC's got a 2080 RTX 2080 Ti. And I'm hoping my 3080 lasts me a while yet, or I need to consider upgrading. Well, it's coming up to... When did I build this PC? PC I'm currently using, I think I built in January this year. Why did the worker stop? Or did I not actually hire the worker? No, I did. For some reason he decided to go and call it a day. Must have been like, oh, it's getting close to 4 o'clock, that's it, time for me to go. I haven't changed anything in the game XML file. Everything is as is. So all the game settings are on maximum. Everything's on maximum you can set it to, and I don't use reshade. I tried reshade in the past and found it just affected performance too much. For a minimal difference in it looking any better, to be honest. But this map does have custom lighting, which does look fantastic. So it'll be interesting to see as well as we go through the different seasons, just how different the map changes with the lighting, going through autumn, winter and then into spring. may actually, like I said, just gonna just speed up the combine a little bit so we can try and get both these fields done before we finish up. Hey James, good to see you in the chat again. Hope you're doing well. Matt saying I'd like to see more of textured ground where you sink in the mud in fields wet and end up leaving big ruts. Yeah, something like that. I say if the ground gets wet and you constantly drive through the same area, kind of gets a bit muddier and muddier. Would be cool to see. No worries, the farm simulator. I haven't bought a small tractor yet. I'll wait until I'm recording the next video before I buy that. So basically what I wanted to do for the live streams was just do probably contracts that I would normally do off camera. So people that watch the Let's Plays aren't really missing too much. Because no doubt if I wouldn't live stream tonight, I'd probably be sat here doing these 2 contracts anyway, just to get a bit of extra money. So when it comes to probably working my own fields and buying new equipment, I'll probably leave that until I do the videos. So I may get the second or the smaller tractor in the next episode, just so I can use it then for helping out doing the baling, windrow and tedding and stuff. Because I've got 2 fairly big grass fields. Well, that's seems to have gone off. Yeah, reset that. Plans with Dark Forest is I'm just going to continue building up the map area, building up the farm until I get to a point where I'm probably got a lot of money. I've got a decent sized farm and a lot of productions and stuff. So I'm going to continue on there, just clearing trees, adding more productions, adding more fields, buying more equipment. But I don't have a specific end goal for Dark Forest. We'll just see how it goes. Isam, unfortunately I don't speak anything other than English, and a few words I can understand are French. I mean, I'll also wait as well, because once I skip through the night I may get some new stuff in the used equipment sales that may be useful. So I'll probably hold off buying anything now until next month. Well, let's see if we can see. How much we've actually done this one. 89%. So we've got another 22,700 litres to deliver to complete this contract. Yeah, if FS had some kind of like physics like Snow Runner for some areas, it would be quite cool. I don't know if that's something Giants will implement. Depends whether they can get it working, how well it'll work, how much it'll affect gameplay. So who knows what Giant's plans are for the next version. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't expecting like the productions in 22 that we got. So that was kind of a surprise for me. I wasn't expecting that. The grapes and olives was a nice addition, but I really don't think they're worth the time and effort to do. Grapes aren't too bad, but I think olives are really not worth the time, the effort and the cost that it takes to set it all up. There are a lot of mods that make that easier, like the free fencing mod. You can put down grapevines and olive vines for free. But even then, it's a lot of work going up those tiny little rows with a tiny tractor, and you don't get much return from it. So hopefully the new crops in the premium edition, premium expansion are going to be more worthwhile doing. Don't know if we'll fit the rest of this wheat in that trailer, but we'll give it a go. Bit kept saying g'day to you, and welcome to the stream. Kevin saying hola to you. It would be cool if in the next farm stand they have bigger maps. Yeah, it would be nice if they had slightly bigger maps. I don't know if that's something they will do. I definitely think the next version of FS will be only on the Series X and PS5 and PC. I can't see them doing another version for Xbox One and PS4. So maybe without the limitation of those consoles, maybe they would be able to do slightly bigger maps. Maybe push it to 3 kilometers by 3 kilometers. Sometimes I think 4x maps on your own can be a bit too big. And then sometimes some 2x maps can feel a bit too small. Well, this map feels a lot bigger than it actually is, because of how it's kind of laid out. It's a bit similar to Mazovia. Mazovia felt a lot bigger than a standard map. Stevie's in the chat saying hello everyone, sorry I'm a bit late. No worries. I wasn't expecting you to stop by the chat. I thought you'd be probably busy recording your own stuff. So I presume you're all set up for tomorrow night on your multiplayer server. Peter's in there as well saying hey Stevie, hey to you. Yeah, I don't mind doing sugar beets and potatoes every so often, but they can take a long time to do unless you've got the Colossus harvester. So yeah, thanks to Chris S for making the Colossus sugar beet and potato harvester. We had many hours of fun using that on Ohio, and I've enjoyed using it on Hinterland as well. Yeah, seeing other farmers work in fields in single player would add a bit more life to the map and a bit more immersion as well, rather than just seeing fields magically go from one state to the next. That's where it should be fun, on the multi-farm multiplayer, with a few different people on different farms doing their own things. Because it's not, I've never played on a multiplayer server where we've had multiple farms. I've only ever done it where we've had one single farm. Steve's saying yeah, it's all set up and ready to go for the new multiplayer farm series. So when will your first video be out for that Saturday? think we should get all this in the combine. I don't think the linseed yields as much as wheat, so it might not take as long to do. But we've got field 111, which is that one down there, which, yes, I think it's around about the same size as this field. So we'll see if we can get it done before 10 o'clock. At least 10 o'clock my time. Yeah, if they had them maybe off the edges of the map, like some of the distance fields, you can see you had like low poly tractors working, so from a distance it looked like tractors working in the fields. I haven't looked around all the fields. I think most of the ones I've looked at are the ones around the main farm, which are accessible from that main farm. And then there was a few I looked at where you could possibly get tracks in to make easier access from there. But there's what, 100 and odd fields on here. I definitely had a chance to really have a good look around all of them. Right, so that's this field all harvested. See if we can fit the rest of this in the trailer. Yeah, I think the trouble with console is you're limited to an Xbox controller or PlayStation controller, and there's only so many button configurations. So implementing some stuff's difficult because there's just not the buttons on the controller to do it. So you'd end up having a lot of sub-menus to do some stuff, which I think could possibly take away from the gameplay then, if you haven't like attached a tractor and you have to keep going into a menu to attach it and then switch it on. It's one of the reasons why I think it might be difficult to implement a GPS without having a sub menu that you'd have to go into to activate it, deactivate it and set it up. Right, we'll go and deliver this and we'll take this down to field 111 and come back and grab the combine. Yeah, this tractor doesn't like turning very sharp with this trailer either. Farm Simulator saying bye, no worries. Thank you for stopping by the stream, hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully see you in the next one. Yeah, it's got four-wheel steering, but this particular mod you can't deactivate the four-wheel steering, as I found out earlier. It's like it's only got the four-wheel steer option. Not that that's a bad thing, but I think it would be nice to be able to disable it on the road. Sometimes I find the four-wheel steer can be a bit twitchy when you're going fast. Levels boy, thank you very much for the subscription. I really need to change my pop-up because it's so difficult to read. I can never quite read the names. I'll have to put that on my to-do list. Right, yeah, so I'll deliver this one. We'll drop the JCB and trailer off at the next field, and then we'll go back and grab the combine. Make sure I don't actually miss the sell point. That bloke on that forklift truck gets everywhere. For me, this is far better than Calmsden Farm. But that's obviously different opinions based on how you play the game as well. Some people would probably prefer Calmsden because it's got bigger fields on. I much prefer this. It feels a lot more alive with traffic on. I like the fact that it hasn't got big massive fields, especially when you're playing on your own. Some of the big fields can take too long to work, especially when you're recording a video as well, and all your recording time's taken up just doing one field. I think it looks better visually. I mean, Calmsden Farm was an amazing map. I think this is just like another level. And if Foxy does manage to get another map out for FS22, I'm sure it'll be an improvement on this one again. But yeah, he's put a lot of time and effort into this one, as I'm sure you're all aware of how long it's taken to get to this point. Let's make sure we are actually going the right way to yeah, field 111 is just down here on the left, which I think, I can't remember if I looked at the gates to access this one. Oh, there it is, just there. Right, so if I just park that up there. Get that folded up. Rostall mash harvesters. I haven't used them a massive amount. I do like them. They do look like nice combines. I used that one on FS19, the little one to start with on Bellsburn. I think I used one back in FS17 as well on one of the maps I did. Although the versatile I had on Edgewater was basically just the Rostall mash but in versatile colours. Oh, I think the collision. Dan saying I'll catch you later, Sim. Have a good one. Oh, thank you for stopping by the stream and I enjoy the rest of your week. Again, I don't know why I even bother trying to go through the gates. It's like, I know I'm not going to get through with this header trailer. It's like, stop wasting time. So I'll have to try and get that other header trailer and at least try it to see if that this header fits on. Ewan saying hey Sim, hey to you, welcome to the stream. And Twan saying hi Sim as well, hey to you. So we are got just over half an hour left, but I may just stay on until I finish 111. So I don't want to leave another field half done. So let's get that. We need to disconnect the PTO first. Oh, don't push the header off the trailer. I'm doing very well, thank you, and I hope you are too. Actually, we'll leave the combine there. We'll take this first. Court Farms is hopefully going to be sent to Giants, the console version, within the next couple of weeks, I think. How long it will be after that depends, obviously, if it passes. So I'd estimate 2 to 4 weeks, potentially. So it just depends on how long it takes Octi to get the console version ready, and then how long it takes Giants to get it through testing, and whether it passes or fails. But I'd imagine 2 to 4 weeks. It'll be worth the wait. But I'm not sure if he plans on doing a separate crossplay version that will be released on PC and console, a bit like Ostakusti. So there was a PC version of the map and then there was the crossplay version, which obviously if you wanted to play crossplay on PC you had to use the crossplay version. I don't know if that's going to be the same with Court Farms or whether it's going to be an update to this version of the map which will then be crossplay compatible as well. It just depends if there's anything on the map that may cause issues with console testing that may need to be removed. As far as I'm aware, modders can't test consoles, like for console. So I think they have access to a testing tool for PC. But I don't think they have anything that can run the mods through for console testing. So obviously it makes it a little bit more difficult for doing mods for console, because they have to wait for Giants to test it. So I'm not even going to bother using the gate again. I've gone a bit too far. Just a little bit. Back a bit. Right, leave that there. Grab the combine. Well, we'll at least take the combine through the gates. Although I think this combine may have wide wheels, wide tyres on, so I may have to change those just to make things a bit easier as well. It literally only just about fits through the gates. Yeah, it'd be nice if Oxy did some placeables of his buildings to use on other maps, because he does do some really nice buildings. I think that's one of the things that lets the map down for me as well, is the fact that the farmyards aren't built up of placeable buildings, so you can't sell any of the buildings and make changes in game. Although I think the farmyards do look really good and they do fit in the map really well. It would be nice as you progress if you could like take out some of the older buildings and put new ones in, so you can kind of see some progression on your actual farm rather than just the equipment you buy. I've got a few ideas for the farm in putting some extra buildings in. Obviously I won't be able to replace the old ones, but I'm going to have a look around, see potential areas where we could maybe get a new storage shed built. A new cow shed maybe, like a more modern style one, and expand the farmyard a little bit. We'd have to see what fields are suitable for building on. He's got a few mods out on Mod Hub, but I think a lot of them he'd submitted. He was waiting for Giants to see if they could get the license for the brand, rather than having to change it to Lizard branding. So I'm pretty sure a few of the mods he submitted were just waiting for licensing. So either Giants couldn't get the licensing, or they're still trying to obtain the license to use that brand on console. But I'm pretty sure if you follow 4D modding on Facebook, you'll probably get some updates on there. But yeah, I think that one of the big problems as well with console mods is the branding. And I know a lot of modders don't like rebranding some of their stuff for Lizard. But it's good that Giants have been trying to get licenses to cover some of the mods we've had, so they could get on console. Right, what time am I? Coming up to 1/2 past, so we've got half an hour to do this field. Just check there's no traffic, even though I don't think any traffic comes down this road. Let's see if we can get in here without hitting the posts. I'm not trying to detach it. Yeah, it still seems like it's locked to the header, even though I've lifted it. Which might be a bit of trouble now, because I don't know if I'll be able to pull that off the out the way now. There we go. Let's just put this up here out the way. Yeah, it would be nice if they had different brands, fictional ones, rather than just Lizard for everything. Maybe that's something Giants could do in the next game, rather than just everything branded Lizard. Maybe have a they create their own fictional, like, farming brand for some stuff, and then Lizard for other stuff. Right, away we go with the linseed, which I don't think is going to yield anywhere near as much as the wheat. So definitely don't think we'll be unloading as often. Would help if I don't accidentally tab into the Land Rover as well. I'm sure if somebody did a Lizard branded BMW X5, a lot of people would download it, especially on console. I'm sure there's a lot of people that downloaded the Lizard branded Discovery. Don Lee, thank you very much for the subscription. I really appreciate that. I never actually checked when I delivered the I did deliver the last of the wheat, didn't I? Did we actually complete that first contract? Because I don't know if we actually got any excess crop off it. Yeah, it's saying complete, but right, well, collect that. I'm not bothered about baling up the straw. Yeah, did anybody notice? Did we actually get any money for any excess crop? Because I'm pretty sure we was on 1427 something. So if we did, it wasn't a lot. No, I wasn't even paying attention when I delivered the last load of wheat. Yeah, I didn't think there was. Or at least there wasn't much if there was. Yeah, if they had some more smaller, older equipment to start with in the next game, that would be pretty cool. It was nice that they included like the older John Deere and Massey Ferguson in this one and the Steyr. So it was nice that they did put some older stuff in from the start. The old Deutz-Fahr combine as well. Yeah, it would be nice to see some more older stuff that's like cheaper to buy at the start of the game. The inclusion of the used equipment as well was quite a nice feature. Again, I wasn't expecting them to put anything like that in. But I still miss the old sales you used to get pop up every now and then, where you could get like 20% discount on manufacturer sale. I still think it'd be nice if they added something like that as well, so you could get like a discount every so often on new equipment, rather than just random used equipment coming up. And I also find the great demands don't pop up often enough as well. And most of the time they do pop up, they're not really worth bothering with, or you don't have the stuff to make use of the great demand. Uh, 1,252. Okay. So I did at least get a little bit. I think the trouble on here is because I've got precision farming on, and obviously none of the fields have gone through a full cycle yet. The yield on every field is pretty bad. I mean, this one looks like it's been sprayed with herbicide, which is a 10% yield deficit. I think every single field on the map needs ploughing from the start, which is always a thing with Oxy's maps for some reason. I'm not sure why it is. It's the only mod mapper or like map creator that I know that every single map when you start a new save game requires ploughing. It's like no other map I know of does that. So I'm pretty sure every single grass field requires lime. Every single grass field requires ploughing. I'll get my auger back in before I smash it through the trees. Well, at least we know we can get all the way around before we fill up again. Yeah, I think that's a lot of it's where you have to rely on modders and mods coming out to fill in a lot of gaps. So it's just so good as well that there are so many modders out there that spend their time and that making mods for the game. I don't know if they added tyre wear into the game, if it was anything like the base game maintenance and paint wear rate. Should be changing your tyre every month. So I always use the maintenance repair settings mod, so I kind of forget sometimes just how quick the repair goes down when you're playing base game. Like you play one field and you've got 50% wear on your tractor, which then costs like 8,000 to repair. It's like crazy. Imagine doing that in a new set of tyres every month after doing a few ploughing contracts. There is a modded John Deere, I can't remember who it was by, but you the way you change the wheels, so if you change between narrows and like wide tyres, you have to get a pallet off the wheels and take it to the tractor, which adds a little bit more immersion as well. But I think sometimes some mods like that may slow gameplay down way too much, and people will get fed up playing before they get very far into it. So it's always one that you've got to balance realism with gameplay, because if you make it too realistic, people aren't going to enjoy playing the game. It'll just become too much of a grind. If you've only got a few hours to come on the game, then you end up your combine breaking down, then you have to mess around for half an hour repairing it. I think far too many people will get far too fed up too quick, and they'll probably lose a lot of interest in the game from a lot of casual players. There are quite a few nice BMW mods and vehicle mods out there on some of the sites, but none of them I've ever tried really in 22. I did try in FS19. I had a BMW that looked amazing, but it was like it went from 0 to 200 miles an hour in the blink of an eye. FS15 video posted an hour ago. Is that just somebody going back to FS15 for a bit of nostalgia, or somebody just still actually playing 15? I've not actually tried that Lizard L200 to see what it's like. Is it actually any good? Right, I'll cut the field in two, and then we can set a worker off. Every day for 2 weeks, wow. Well, might be just somebody that can't afford to buy the newer version of the game. But still wants to put content out. L200 is made from cardboard. I often find a lot of the vehicle mods, especially the pickup trucks and stuff, the handling on them's awful. I just don't think the game physics are very good for cars and pickup trucks and stuff. I think they're a lot better than 17. I remember never using the base game pickup trucks in 17 because I could never drive them properly. I was always accelerated way too fast. Handling on was always overly twitchy with a controller that you couldn't keep them straight. Yeah, cars with controllers are not fun to drive fast at all. Yeah, definitely like driving on ice. Although the new TLX pickup truck with the all tracks on, we was trying that on the multiplayer server, and that thing, as soon as you accelerated, the back end just went in front of you. It's like a bit of a beast to drive. Right, how much for this one do we need to deliver? So 74,200 litres, that seems quite a lot. Considering it's shown we've done 50% of the field already and we haven't even got one full trailer load yet. So I'm a bit concerned we might not actually get enough crop off this field to complete this contract. I think that obviously if we only got 1,200 off the last one, it's obviously very, very close on that field for how much yield we got to what we needed to deliver. So it might be better to avoid any harvesting contracts the first year and see if it sorts itself out once the game's gone through a year cycle. Yeah, definitely need slower acceleration on cars and pickup trucks, just so they're a bit more controllable. I often find most of them just like shoot off way too fast, and then a lot of them stop way too fast as well. Right, in 94, 95, the one mod I forgot to put on here is the combine full stop. So which is a handy mod, especially when you're playing with no sound on, as I often do when I'm doing the time lapses, because it'll just automatically stop the combine at 100%. Yeah, so I think this should fill the trailer, but we've done over 50% of the field and we'll have had, what's that, 26,000 litres this trailer. So I'll be very surprised if we get another 50,000 litres off this. Oh, 52% harvesting. Yeah, it's going to be very, very close. Yeah, they do. If you had the all-wheel steering on, there was with the Xbox controller driving at full speed, that was very twitchy to handle. Set the worker off before we go and deliver this first load. Oh. I imagine the worker will probably be full before we get back. Going a little bit faster than he was with the wheat. Yeah, the semi-trucks I've never found too bad. I didn't overly like the base game MAN truck in FS19. I found it swayed around a bit too much on the suspension. It wasn't bad to drive, I just didn't like the way the cab kept rocking around so much. I felt the Tatra Phoenix in 19 was a lot better than the base game truck. But yeah, in the past versions, pickup truck, semi-trucks I've never had too much of an issue with. Well, the base game pickup trucks I've always found pretty awful. They often handle like a plank of wood with wheels. Right, I'm just going to double check it is the exact same sell point. So it is saying Folly Down stores. I think there is only one sell point for Folly Down stores. So I will just double check. We're going to be close on the the contract, so I definitely don't want to waste crop delivering it to the wrong place. Where's linseed? Yeah, definitely only one folly down stores. It definitely is that same sell point. Yep. So we'll see how much this actually contributes towards transported. Give us more of an idea of if we're going to be close or short. I imagine it's going to be at 45%. Only 35%, yeah. I definitely don't think we're going to get enough to complete this contract. I may have to just add a little bit of extra cropping so we can complete it. And hope we don't have that issue on any other contracts we do in the future. You just asked Agro Tono. Yeah, he does some nice mods. There's no set date yet for console release, but I estimate it's going to be 2 to 4 weeks. So I think Oxy said he thinks it's going to be 2 weeks to get it submitted to Giants. And then it depends if it passes first time. So I'd probably say at the earliest it's going to be 2 weeks. Is the worker going to get to the end of the field? Or his fault? Yeah, it's definitely worth the wait. And that'll be a nice time to come out if you've got 6 weeks to get stuck into it. I'll be definitely putting a lot of hours in over the next probably 4 or 5 weeks. Let's see how it goes on here. Yeah, I've still not watched anybody else's content on this map yet. So say first time I ever came on it was when I did the live stream yesterday. Other than just briefly coming on for about 2 seconds to take a screenshot for the actual thumbnail. And I say I still haven't fully explored the map and had a good look around some of the other areas. I've got lost a few times. And I did take my header trailer down into that bottom... Where is it? Yeah, down by field 31, 34, 36. That road kind of dead ends there. And I ended up having to try and turn around and come back on myself because there was no way out. I didn't realise I'd taken the wrong turn when I was coming back out of field 61. I should have turned off and gone across the field tracks. Ended up going straight down and you can't actually get out anywhere down there. Yeah, there's a couple of YouTubers had early access that Oxy sent them. Well, I'm the same as everyone else, have to wait till it's released. Yeah, there's a lot of different sell points around the map, so it's going to take a bit to learn where they all are without keep looking. It's like I mean, if you go through like how many selling stations there are just for like linseed, not quite so many for rye, but then you've got obviously the BJ sawmills in there as well. So yeah, there's quite a lot of sell points dotted around the map. Down here you've got town stores, bales, and you've got a few sell points up here. A group sell points here, a couple of sell points there. Production sawmill. Farmers market sell points up here, animal livestock dealers up here. So everything's quite spread out. And the grain mills down, yeah, grain mills there, a couple of more sell points there. So I do like the fact that all the sell points are a bit more spread out across the map. It does mean you get to visit more places of the map you may not normally get to go to. Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun learning the map over the next few weeks. Trying to remember where all the fields are without looking. Where all the sell points are. I'm going to probably buy FS2 around the same time the next game drops. Price is going to drop. If you keep an eye out often enough, it's on sale quite often. So you'll probably have to pick it up just as cheap as you would if you waited that long. If you're on Steam, just add it to your Steam wishlist and you'll get notified if it goes on sale. Hey Lucas Gamer, welcome to the stream. I will be probably doing a giveaway when the Platinum Edition releases. I'll probably have one copy of the full game with the Platinum Edition. So that'll be the Farming Simulator 22 base game, plus the Year 2 Season Pass DLC and Year 1 Season Pass DLC all included in one version. Which actually, that's probably worth waiting for as well, because you get the complete FS22, all the DLCs for, I think it's €39.99 to pre-order currently. Which, considering you get 2 season passes, which are like €40 each, plus the base game, that's like what, 80, 110, 120 euros worth of content for €40. Now €36 for the premium. Yeah, you do get a lot of DLC in that for €36. So that's cheaper than I could probably buy the Year 2 Season Pass on its own. We are 70% complete. I'm going to try and get this field finished off before we finish up. So saying we've still got 47,100 litres to deliver. We've got... Yeah, I definitely don't think we're going to get enough off here. I'd be very surprised if we got 47,000 litres. So still got 54 people watching. If you've not said hello yet, then please do. And if you're not, give it a thumbs up. Then please do if you're enjoying the stream. We're currently at 84 likes. So see if we can get to 100 before the end. So surely there's 16 of you watching that haven't hit the like button yet. So we can get to 100 before the end. That's 85. So 87. See, there's a few of you that forgot to hit the like button. Well, 13 more. I promise I won't do anything silly. I was 92. 94. Yeah, there's pretty much mods for every car you can think of on PC. There's Lamborghinis, Ferraris, the BMWs, Mercedes. There's like Volkswagens. There's literally, if you name a car, there's a mod for it somewhere on PC. Is it? I might have to update that as well. I'll put that on my to-do list. Update the channel description. I think I noticed something else I needed to do earlier as well that I was looking through that's a bit outdated. So 96 likes currently, so big thank you to everyone that's hit the like button so far. Yeah, there's a lot of parts of my channel that are a bit outdated. I keep forgetting to keep them updated. I think there's a few links as well for some stuff that needs updating. Like I think one of my links says pre-order the so-and-so DLC, which has been released a few months now. Put a hitch on your Lambo. If you want to see some crazy stuff, then check out Peter's channel. Peter Does Farming. He did a kind of parody of a 16x map, earning a load of money and then buying a Lamborghini at the end. And there's Peter there. Click on his name. I'm sure he'll post a link to his channel as well. Yeah, 16x map. Oh, sure I don't know if that worker's going to turn around or he's going to quit and go home. There's a link to Peter's channel, so I highly recommend going to check it out. Got some awesome videos on there. Yeah, pretty much it was it just mostly grass, like completely flat grass map, no fields. There is actually a 64x map on PC. We're currently on 98 likes, so 2 more to go. So if you've not smashed that like button yet, then please do. As the workers decided to turn around and then reverse up that row rather than come up the other way. That's one thing I'd love to see in the next FS game. Is where is it? What is he doing? Yeah, improved AI workers, as highlighted by that piece of skill there from our worker, who's now got my combine stuck in a ditch. Yeah, that would have made a great short if I was actually recording. So it's just gone past 10 o'clock, so yeah, we'll finish off this and then I'll call it quits for this evening. Get the pipe in. Nick White's laughing, yeah. I don't blame you. It's watching him completely reverse back all up that one row rather than just come up this way and then carry on reversing until he goes straight into the ditch. This is linseed, so this is one of the extra crops on this map. We've got rye, linseed, rye, alfalfa. What is the other one? I think, pretty sure there's 4 crops. Oh no, we've got field bean. So we've got linseed, rye, field bean, alfalfa, and alfalfa hay. So they're additional crops built into this map. So I'll definitely be giving those extra crops a try as well. They've all got custom textures as well by Oxy. So definitely be getting some alfalfa, and I don't know if the animals will accept alfalfa hay, or whether, if you can use it for total mixed ration or not. So it'll be something interesting to find out. I know sometimes the feed mixers won't take the alfalfa bales. Right, let's see if this finishes filling up the trailer. And we'll go and take that load while the worker hopefully finishes off that last bit. Hopefully it won't reverse into the ditch again. All of my mods, apart from a few, are from the in-game mod hub. On this save game at least. I've got a few from 4D Modding's Air Agri website. I think there's only a few that aren't on mod hub as well. Enhanced vehicle control mods not off mod hub. Normally for the American maps I'll get a lot of my mods off itch.io. So if you join my Discord server, there is actually FS22 mod link section, which has got links to a lot of modders like itch.io pages and Facebook pages and stuff. I tend to avoid third-party websites. I can't link the in-game mod hub, you just go to the main menu screen and click on mods. So that's pretty much where 90% of my mods come from. I mostly prefer mod hub because you can keep mods updated easier. And you know you can trust them a bit more because they've passed testing. Although sometimes there are some mods that get through testing that shouldn't. There's nothing like a good mod released on ModHub that completely breaks your game. Right, so we've got another 27,000. We're definitely not going to get another 20,000 litres off the field, so we're definitely going to be short. But by how much remains to be seen. Just going to see if we've gone... Oh, yeah, I think we've gone past 100 likes because all I can see is a 1 now. So big thank you to everyone that's hit the like button. Really appreciate that. It's been awesome hanging out with you guys this evening. So I hope you have enjoyed it. I don't think I have a link to Oxy's Discord in my Discord. But if you go on Discord, I think Oxy's is a public Discord server, so if you just search Oxygen David, I think it should come up. I'm trying to think where I got the link from. Yeah, I can't remember where I got the link from. I may have just searched it myself, or I may have got it from Oxy's Facebook page or Facebook group, probably. No worries, David. Thanks for stopping by to watch, and enjoy the rest of your week. Yeah, I enjoy doing it, so it's good fun. I enjoy doing the live streams as well. It's great to get to chat to people. It's great to see so many new names in the chat as well. So thank you for everyone stopped by this evening to watch and participated in the chat. Give me something to talk about. We will... Oh, nearly missed the gate again then. Right, how much have we got left? So that tiny little corner there, and we are currently still... Oh, exactly 20,000 litres short of completing the contract. Well, the combine's not full. He's got his lights on. Why is it? No, he hasn't got his lights on for 80%. Oh, he has got his lights on for 80%. But I don't think we're going to get 20,000 litres off this last little bit. Yeah, see you later, Sean. Thanks for stopping by to watch. And so hopefully see you in the next one. I'm not even sure, because we didn't get much excess crop off the first field, that these two contracts are either going to cover the loan payment. I think the first one we only got 7,000 something, and then plus 1,200 for the crop. So that's probably around about 9,000 at most. I think this one's only worth 9 as well. So maybe we may just have enough to cover the loan repayment for this month. Well, yeah, hopefully in the future, if we do any further harvesting contracts, the yield will be a lot better on them. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll just add in whatever's missing once we've delivered the last load, just so we can actually complete it. Yeah, definitely a challenge to get in some of the fields on this map. I say there's a lot of gates for me that should just open the other way around. It would make life a lot easier. And the placement of some of them could have been put in a better place. It's just like some of them just logically don't make sense why you'd put a gate where it is, when there's other areas of the field where you could easily put the gate in instead. That would make accessing the field a hell of a lot easier. Arvils Bells, thank you for the subscription. Apologies if I got your name wrong. It's very difficult for me to read on screen. So that's another thing on my to-do list. I might need to just put a bit of a more of a background behind the writing. So there we go, another whopping 1,762 litres. So we'll get this dumped into the trailer and see how much is in there. That's switched off. Yeah, I think this Red Rock trailer is probably about as big or as long as you're going to get in some of the fields. Even then, this is... I'll say this is quite a small trailer. And this is a bit tricky on some of the fields. I suppose the only good thing is there are no collisions on hedges. That would have definitely caused a few people a lot of headaches, not being able to drive through the hedges. So it looks like we are 9,000... what's that? 9,366 litres short. So yeah, we'll deliver this and then see exactly how much is left, and I may add just an extra 1,000 litres on top of that, just so we do get a little bit of excess, which we should do anyway. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I said that one part of the map, there's like no main road across from like the one side to the other. It's all just like off-road tracks. It would have been better if, for gameplay wise, if there would have been like a proper main road put in somewhere to access it. Because if you're using semi-trucks, or you want to use semi-trucks, you're going to have to do a lot of off-road down little tracks to get anywhere. I'm from the United Kingdom, that tiny little island that once ruled half the world. Yeah, only 83%. 9,300 litres. So if we add in... So we want linseed... There's linseed, we want set. If I add 10,300, I think that's fair enough. Nearly added 103,000 litres then. Yeah, there's custom traffic on here with some caravans on the back. There's cement mixers. Those are the only ones I've seen so far. So that's it, the contract complete, and I will leave it there because I'm like 16 minutes over where I was normally going to finish. So a big thank you to everyone that's watched this evening. It's been great fun doing these contracts, which I would have done off camera by myself. Wouldn't have been as fun. So I hope you've enjoyed the live stream this evening. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate every single one of you that's taken the time to come and watch, even if it was only for a few minutes, and saying hello. So yeah, I may possibly be back on here Saturday morning, early afternoon, depending how it goes. So yeah, look out for that. I probably will post it sometime Friday if I am evening, just advance warning. So again, big thank you to everyone that's watched. Thank you to the new subscribers, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, goodbye, have a great weekend.